the Today Show.
That he did.
Yes, he did. Ate
That he
lots
did.
of oysters and
Yeah.
talked about parades and things. Are you still going to produce and do Money Matters, or?
Well, I still do. That's what at 7:30 in the morning. I think we'll be making a slight change.
Oh, really?
Coming in this fall when Chris and I have been sharing news reading duties.
Right.
At 7 o'clock, for example, I may open the news and give it to him, or he might open the news depending upon what the story of the day is. We will be switching, and I will be doing the first hour news alone, and he will be doing the second hour news alone.
Well, that's a new
Which means that in
look.
addition to the Money Matters, which I will continue to do at 7:30, I'll do all the news now.
So awfully early to talk about money.
Yeah, I don't know how Chris feels about this. In terms of audience, more people are awake for the second hour. Literally, more people are awake to watch the program. But I get to be the one who breaks the news, and that's the pleasure when you do news is knowing it first and telling it first. So I hope Chris doesn't.
And that brings me to another thought. Since you've been involved in news, it's actually changed so much because it almost breaks every minute now, as opposed to we used to think of it as every hour.
Well, you know,
doesn't it? Really?
Because the news of the last couple of years has favored the Far East and the Middle East.
Yes.
That favors us. I mean, the sun does tend to rise in the east, which means that for the Iran hostage crisis, or this summer the invasion of Beirut, events that were happening during the day there were happening during the night here. So those developments you had to hear first from us early in the morning. So it did make morning television all the more important, and has quite literally increased the size of the viewing audience in the morning. An awful lot more people are watching morning television, us and the other guys.
Yes, well, they're even preparing to go to work, for instance. You know, the switch is set on and watch early hours.
Oh, we love to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, the
I
early
hear a
today.
lot of people say that.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah.
Early today specifically favors an audience that is getting up early, that is going to work early, and probably in terms of total viewing audience has more interest in the news than any segment of our viewing audience. And yet, by the time the Today program was on, maybe they were out the door and already on the way to work. So I hope we are reaching new people. If so, I'd like to introduce myself.
To the new audience, this is Jane Pauley, and she will be with you very early in the morning, and I hope for years to come.
Tag you. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again, too, Jane. That's Today and Early Today on NBC.